Beatify, to make supremely happy. Beatitude, any state of great happiness. Beau, an escort or lover. Becalm, to make quiet. Bec, to give a signal to by nod or gesture. Bedaub, to smear over as with something oily or sticky. Bedeck, to cover with ornament. Bedlam, madhouse. Befog, to confuse. Befriend, to be a friend to, especially when in need. Beget, to produce by sexual generation. Begrudge, to envy one of the possession of. Belate, to delay past the proper hour. Belay, to make fast as a rope by winding round a cleat. Belie, to misrepresent. Believe, to accept as true on the testimony or authority of others. Belittle, to disparage. Belle, a woman who is a center of attraction because of her beauty, accomplishments, etc. Bellicose, warlike. Belligerent, manifesting a warlike spirit. Bemoan, to lament. Benediction, a solemn invocation of the divine blessing. Benefactor, a doer of kindly and charitable acts. Benefice, a church office endowed with funds or property for the maintenance of divine service. Beneficent, characterized by charity and kindness. Beneficial, helpful. Beneficiary, one who is lawfully entitled to the profits and proceeds of an estate or property. Benefit, helpful result. Benevolence, any act of kindness or well-doing. Benevolent, loving others and actively desirous of their well-being. Benign, good and kind of heart. Benignant, benevolent in feeling, character, or aspect. Benignity, kindness of feeling, disposition, or manner. Benison, blessing. Bequeath, to give by will. Bereave, to make desolate with loneliness and grief. Berth, a bunk or bed in a vessel, sleeping car, etc. Beseech, to implore. Beset, to attack on all sides. Besmear, to smear over as with an oily or sticky substance. Bestial, animal. Bestrew, to sprinkle or cover with things strewn. Bestride, to get or sit upon astride, as a horse. Bethink, to remind oneself. Betide, to happen to or befall. Betimes, in good season or time. Betroth, to engage to marry. Betrothal, engagement to marry. Bevel, any inclination of two surfaces other than 90 degrees. Bewilder, to confuse the perceptions or judgment of. Bibliomania, the passion for collecting books. Bibliography, a list of the words of an author or the literature bearing on a particular subject. Bibliophile, one who loves books. Bibulous, fond of drinking. Bide, to await. Biennial, a plant that produces leaves and roots the first year and flowers and fruit the second. Bier, a horizontal framework with two handles at each end for carrying a corpse to the grave. Bigamist, one who has two spouses at the same time. Bigamy, the crime of marrying another person while having a legal spouse living. Bight, a slightly receding bay between headlands formed by a long curve of a coastline. Bilateral, two-sided. Bilingual, speaking two languages. Biograph, a bibliographical sketch or notice. Biography, a written account of one's life, actions, and character. Biology, the science of life or living organisms. Biped, an animal having 2 feet. Birthright, a privilege or possession into which one is born. Bitterness, acridity as to the taste. Blasé, sated with pleasure. Blaspheme, to indulge in profane oaths. Blatant, noisily or offensively loud or clamorous. Blaze, a vivid glowing flame. Blazon, to make widely or generally known. Bleak, desolate. Blemish, a mark that mars beauty. Blithe, joyous. Blithesome, cheerful. Blockade, the shutting up of a town, a frontier, or a line of coast by hostile forces. Boatswain, a subordinate officer of a vessel who has general charge of the rigging, anchors, etc. Bodice, a woman's ornamental corset-shaped laced waist. Bodily, corporeal. Boisterous, unchecked merriment or animal spirits. Bole, the trunk or body of a tree. Bolero, a Spanish dance illustrative of the passion of love, accompanied by cast nets and singing. Boll, a round pod or seed capsule, as a flax or cotton boll. Bolster, to support, as something wrong. Bomb, a hollow projectile containing an explosive material. Bombard, to assail with any missile or with abusive speech. Bombardier, a person who has charge of mortars, bombs, and shells. Bombast, inflated or extravagant language, especially on unimportant subjects. Boorish, rude. Bore, to weary by tediousness or dullness. Borough, an incorporated village or town. Bosom, the breast or the upper front of the thorax of a human being, especially of a woman. Botanical, connected with the study or cultivation of plants. Botanize, to study plant life. Botany, the science that studies and treats plants. Bountiful, showing abundance. Bowdlerize, to expurgate in editing, a literary composition, by omitting words or passages. Bowler, in cricket, the player who delivers the ball.